Alright, what's up everyone? Sean here and welcome to a faceless video. Pretty much, I'm a little lazy on trying to get the right lens and stuff like that for the camera to actually zoom out and really see what's going on. But we're going to focus on what is the important thing in the video. And that is something that we've all been waiting for, which is, yes, the Nintendo Switch 2, which arrived at my doorstep just today before I went into work in this box right here. So this will be kind of like a little unruly unboxing of sorts, and I'm going to just go ahead and get my hands on it, see how it feels. Very first time. I'm very excited. I hadn't had this feeling for a good while. It's been a while since I've last had this feeling. So hope everyone has been doing good. Hope everyone has gotten their Switch of sorts. And look at that. This is all bundled in basic gist. Anyway, in basic fashion. Okay, so let's just turn this around. There it is, guys. There it is. Look at that. In the, I guess you could say flesh. There is the Nintendo Switch 2. Along with some other goodies. So what this is exactly what you're looking at is the Gamestop bundle. So that's how I was able to get my hands on it. So the Gamestop bundle naturally is going to be more expensive. So besides the main unit of itself, the Switch, it does come with the steering wheel, which is probably going to be the least used product of these things right here in the bundle. But the bundle actually worked out for me because I wanted some sort of like memory card. So it does come with the Nintendo-esque micro SD express card. This is about 256 gigs. So that will come in handy for sure. Lastly, accessory in hand is the Switch 2 Joy-Con charging grip, which is something I was going to get anyway, so that's pretty cool down the line. But yeah, here we are with the bundle. And here, of course, is the Switch 2 main unit. It's been a while since I've done like this fashion of unboxing, so forgive me if I'm gonna flip it upside down. I'll probably like spin it around and stuff like that for the sake of perspective. Anyway, we're gonna go for the Switch 2 first, of course. Let's put the thing aside right here. Very excited, very happy. The first time I tried to, ooh, look at that. Yeah, so this is from GameStop. I can definitely see how questionable the packaging is though, because Nintendo kind of, in my opinion, failed on the packaging, because you have this layer of cardboard box, or the cardboard, excuse me, and then right away, boom, you have the unit. Because you would think, right, normally, let me get the thing out here, the main unit, the screen. Normally, you would have a bunch of like stuff turned around like this. And then you have the, when you open it up, and then you have something like the screen right there. So that way so the cardboard would actually protect it from like some other damage, right? So I feel like this packaging this time around is very questionable in my opinion. But either way, there is the main unit. We are definitely going to compare it to the old Switch in a bit. And apparently there's some sort of like film or something on top. All right, here are the Joy-Cons. Ooh, actually, they actually do feel a little better in my hand this time around because they're a lot bigger. Because I tend to have like more on the large side hands. So that's actually pretty good. I will give them credit for that, I guess. So here it is, the Joy-Cons. Right, I like the matte finish. Yeah, I do like the feel a lot better. Holding it like this is still a little awkward, especially with this one. because because the joystick is in the middle. If you're gonna hold it like this, gonna be very awkward. But meanwhile, this feels a little more normal because the joystick is more over here. All right. I do question the packaging, but at least it came here without a staple. Again, because a little incident happened in New York or whatever. GameStop, one of the GameStops, just stapled the thing, the receipt or whatever, on top here, and then boom, it like stapled right on top of the thing. So luckily, no damage here right away. I forgot to buy myself a screen protector. I always do that for every like device I buy. You know, I always buy one of those like glass screen protector things just so I can keep it safe. But that might actually be counterproductive this time around. So I don't know if I should do that this time. But it seems like when I poke at it, no fingerprints are being left behind. And my hands tend to be on the more oily side, so a little more susceptible on this side, but here not so much, which is weird. But anyway, let's talk about the cool stuff here. It does have that kickstand. I like the feel of it. Ooh, it's got that nice feel to it. It feels like it'll actually hold up the Switch. But let's get the snapping going, right? So let me see here. Oh yeah, that's a nice little click or little snap. And let me actually feel it. Okay. It does feel nicer in the hand. It does look noticeably bigger. Excuse me. And when I try to bend it a little bit, it feels all right, you know. And then when I try to take it off, though, not the easiest, but that also means these aren't going to fly off easily. So, I wonder what's like the best way to pull them off, like this. Oh wow, yeah. It does take a bit of force to get it off there, but once you get the feel of it, yeah, okay. So you want to like kind of leverage it like that. The snapping does feel pretty good, though, I will say. I will miss the sliding sort of clicky feel. The joysticks feel pretty similar. I like the triggers this time around. They feel a little better. Shoulder buttons feel the same. The buttons feel... I like the D-pad a little better. The actual buttons over here feel more or less the same. Home button, okay. We got the... I don't know what that C button is, but I forget. But anyway. Other button right there. Oh yeah, and then there's that other button in question, which actually does not have any clicky feel to it. It just kind of feels a little, somewhat loose. Okay, and then we have the usual stuff. We have the headphone jack, thank God. Game card slot goes into here. Little band right there, all right. USB-C charging port up there and on the bottom, which is really nice. I will give them credit for that. Very, very nice design right there. Very big improvement. That way you can like stand it up and not have to worry about the cable, you know, being on the bottom. You can have it on top. So no more of those like third-party stands that you have to buy just to charge it and stuff like that while playing on the portable mode. All right, so yeah, that's essentially it for the basic stuff. Let me see if there's anything else to look into here. So we have, of course, the HDMI cable. So this is supposed to be like the one you should use because it's like the high-speed one. There is the wrist strap things right here, which I don't know if it'll be necessary for me, but we'll probably give it a whirl down the road. Instructions, cardboard, get out of the way. There's more pieces to look into. Oh yeah, this is the regular Joy-Con controller, which does not have the charging port, I believe. Yeah, so you can just looks like that. Let me see how that feels though when you actually snap it together. So let me go ahead. All right. Okay. Yeah, once you get used to the magnetic snaps, it does feel pretty good. The controller, the Joy-Con controller thing feels just okay. I don't know if I'll ever really use this as a way to I don't know if I'll use this particular Joy-Con controller because I have the charging one now, so that's all right. I did not get the Switch Pro 2 controller, or whatever you call it, so I will stick with my old one for now. I'll probably just get I just wind up getting a third-party one just because I want the Hall effect stuff on my sticks. That's just me. Here's the power cable inverter thing. Power cable, which has basically 2 USB ends, males. And then you'll plug in the USB female into here. And then let's put that to the side. There's one last thing. Ah, yes. Let's not forget, of course, the stand, which actually feels a little hefty this time around because it does have a fan in there inside. So that's what it looks like right there. So pretty nice. Yeah, you plug in the HDMI cable in there. I think you can open this up, which, okay, so it just kind of falls off like that. So you plug in all your little things, including the AC adapter, HDMI out right there, and then there's actually, yes, the LAN port right there. So I'm not a Wi-Fi warrior, so that's great. It's built into the thing now, so you don't have to buy the converter for it. And yeah, two random USB ports right there, so that's cool. Pretty similar to the previous stand. Like a lot of things with the Switch, it's basically the better Switch right off the bat. But speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my old one and see how it compares in size. So here's my old Switch right here. This is my very first one. The original one is not an OLED or anything like that. It's the OG one. I got it. I think I got it day one-ish. Yeah, it feels pretty different just from this size alone, right? So let me go ahead and snap the other controllers back onto Switch 2. All right, so here's the Switch 2, and here it. Hold on, let me hold on to it. Another part. So here is the switches. Here are the switches, or switch eye. Anyway, here are the switches. Size is quite noticeable. Yeah, you can definitely tell with the screen. Here, let me put it in the ends together like that. You can definitely see the difference right there. So it is pretty nice. And then let me put the Switch carefully over. Okay, never mind. That might not show up on the camera too well, but I can tell you, either way, there is a difference, noticeable difference. And yeah, I mean, there's just something about the Joy-Con 2s, or whatever you call them, the new Joy-Cons, that feel a lot better in the hands. I think it's the curvatures and like the little changes in the design, whereas this feels a little more squared, I think. Especially on the bottom. If just the bottom, holding the bottom just feels kind of nothing, whereas this has a little more heft to it. Although the bottom is still relatively flat, don't get me wrong. But I don't know, just something about holding this is a lot better in the hands versus the Switch right here. Yeah, I don't know, just the size definitely helps. The size definitely helps my hands feeling a little more comfortable, and I have a bigger screen, so this is great. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade, no question, in terms of just like the physical aspect of it. And let me see how the sticks feel right here now that I have them side by side. Yeah, I would say that they're very similar. I mean, they're using the same parts anyway. They're still using the same old parts, but at least they are offering a free fix for the stick drift stuff. But you know, my feel is that, or my opinion is that, why don't they just have the Hall effect sticks in there in the first place to avoid having to do the service for free in the first place, right? We can all move on, have no trouble, and just game on, right? But here we are, still using the old technology in the sticks. No Hall effect or nothing. I think there's another type of stick that does a similar thing with Hall effect, but I think it was like TR or something, MR, TR, whatever the hell. Anyway, Nintendo's not using them either way. But yeah, the kickstand is a huge noticeable upgrade. Remember this little dinky little leg right there? It's like one little leg. It's so weird that they thought that was a good design. And then the single port on the bottom, not on the top. Yeah, this thing's a little dusty. You may want to, yeah, you can kind of see it right there-ish. There you go. It's been collecting dust for a while. But now that I have the Switch 2, yeah, well, it's going to collect more dust in the end. I mean, we can try opening the steering wheel thing, because why not? But for those who care about how I got it, I mean, basically, I got this during the second round of the pre-orders or whatever, or not really second round. It was right during launch night or midnight launch. Gamestop was still selling some units online, but the catch was, yes, it was the Gamestop bundle, which cost over 600 bucks. I want to say it was like 620 something. But yeah, of course, it comes with the accessories and stuff like that, so whatever. I'm just gonna open up the blue one for right now. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Look at the back of the steering wheel. That's kind of cool. I'll give him that. All right, and then let me get the blue Joy-Con right here. Yeah, I gotta get used to how to like snap them off like that. And then let me see how that feels. Oh wow, it actually feels really good to like snap them in the steering wheel like that. And you know what? You know what's funny? It actually feels a lot better if you're gonna hold it like this, right? Instead of like holding it like that, you know? If you're in that scenario of like, you know, having to share your Joy-Con with your friend, get the steering wheel, and you'll have a different, definitely a better feel for them. You can like just like essentially have like two controllers that won't feel awkward to hold, relatively. Let me get the red one. Actually, this is kind of like a revelation to me. Oh my goodness. I mean, for those who happen to get the steering wheel like me. I mean, otherwise you don't really need it because, you know, it comes with this. But if you're ever in a scenario where you want to share your Joy-Con with your friend, but don't like holding it like this, you know what I mean, with just these, and you have the steering wheel, yeah, no, it actually feels way more natural in the hand like that. That's actually kind of cool. And then, yeah, you can hold it like that. But anyway, it actually feels way more decent than just this alone. Especially the red one. Yeah, man, I hate to be the guy holding the red one, because the joystick is in the middle. But at least this kind of alleviates it a little bit for someone like me who has bigger hands. Yeah, I don't know. But at least the steering wheel itself actually feels pretty nice. The colors are nice. They, match the overall theme of the red and blue. That's kind of cool. For something, for what it is. It's pretty cool for what it is. At least they executed it tastefully. But, in the end, do you really need a steering wheel? No. But, if you just happen to have it with the bundle, right? Like me, you can kind of like do a little hack, quote unquote, by just using the steering wheel as like an extra little grip, just extra real estate for your hands to hold on to these tiny Joy-Con controllers. All right, sorry, I had to move the Switch out of the way, but yeah, pretty good feel. But I have a feeling though they're gonna implement these steering wheel controllers like somewhere else, like in another game, like one of those like hula hoop or hoop-esque ring hoop kind of games. I don't know, but this is the real way to go, of course, with the snapping of these controls right here. So let me do that again and demonstrate you one more time of how easy it is, just like that. So yeah. It just, I don't know, it just feels good. I like the magnetic stuff into here. Gimmicks aside, the Switch itself feels pretty good, I will say. I know I've said that enough times, but I cannot emphasize enough, I feel, as someone who has bigger hands, having a bigger unit actually does help. It's that simple. So of course, we have the charging grip, but it's just going to be the same thing as this, except that you can charge it from here. So that's fine. That's all I have for the Switch 2 unboxing / first impressions on the hands-on, the physical side of things, from holding it and stuff like that. Who knows how long I can actually hold this, but judging from the battery life and how the games will run, it probably won't affect me that much, So, but I am going to play this mostly at home, but there will be a time where I will probably bust this out. I was already seeing somebody at a bakery pulling this out and playing it, so I was like, damn, you really want to show off your Switch like that? All right, I get you. It was like a young kid anyway, so he was like in his like early 20s or something like that. He looked early 20 or like maybe 18 or something like that. Anyway, just playing the Switch like out in the open like that, while getting some Beard Papa. It's funny because I was getting Beard Papa for the ZZZ collab stuff, and they were gonna get it too. So it's funny of how everyone's like marching in and stuff like that, and one of them had the Switch like that. So yeah, so this is, of course, let's clarify things. Let's friendly reminder that this is the Mario Kart bundle, right? The Mario Kart World bundle. You can kind of see on the box, but there's no game. There's no physical game. I am ashamed to say that there is no physical game. I think there's only a code for it, so I have no idea where the hell is it. Maybe it's actually already downloaded to the unit. Yeah, I see no game. There's no like physical game. What do you call, case for it? Kind of a shame, really, that we're really marching into the digital age that quickly. Because I am a physical kind of guy, hence why I get giddy when I hold these consoles, man. I'll go ahead and like set up all the memory card stuff, get it all going. Oh yeah, it says made in Vietnam. There you go. Anyway, if anyone has any comments about the Switch 2, any questions or any experiences you want to share, yeah, for me getting the Switch 2, at least the order of it was definitely not the easiest. first time around, but then during launch or midnight launch, the bundle was just kind of floating around right there, and he opened. So I was like, all right, I'll order the bundle because it comes with this, the memory card, the what do you call the Joy-Con charging grip, and yeah. But hey, the steering wheel may be helpful in the future, so I'll probably take this into mind, right, whenever I hand someone the Joy-Cons or whatever, if I want to share them to a friend of mine. Anyway, I'm gonna get all this set up. Hopefully, the setup of itself will be easy. And yeah, that'll be it. Subscribe, hit the like, all that fun stuff. And I will definitely be enjoying the one game, which is Mario Kart World. But I'll definitely try out the other Switch games I have in my library just to see how it performs and stuff like that, including Scarlet Violet. I heard that one actually does get affected by the Switch 2 in a way. So I am actually kind of excited again to just try out Scarlet Violet again. You know, just to get that, you know, blow the dust off and then get that going again. All right. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you very much and hope to see you all in next video. Sean out.